Hello, I am Pascal Urien from Telecom Paris, on a call in France, and the title of my paper is Innovative TLS 1.3 Identity Module for Trusted IoT Devices. This paper presents an innovative identity module, IAM, dedicated to TLS 1.3, which fully protects server credentials. The IAM software is implemented within a commercial Java Card 3.04 and tested with open TLS 1.3 stacks. In order to enable smart integration within IoT devices, we designed a chipboard identity module component, IMC, comprising a microcontroller unit and a secure element, that's to say a Java card, providing a simple UART interface. The IAM software integrity is checked by an original remote attestation algorithm. In order to detect hardware clones, we use SRAM dynamic puff for microcontroller unit fingerprinting. Security is a prerequisite for Internet of Things deployment. Many IoT frameworks, such as Thread or OCF, are using TLS or DTLS protocols for authentication purposes. Furthermore, many protocols dedicated to IoT infrastructures, such as COAP, MQTT, LWM2M, work with TLS or DTLS stacks in order to identify objects and to enforce communication, privacy, and integrity. The last TLS version, TLS 1.3, was released in 2018. Also representing about 10% of TLS deploy implementation, it should become a de facto standard for IoT security. TLS 1.3 supports three basic key exchange modes: Diffie-Hellman over finite fields or elliptic curves, pre-share key without Diffie-Hellman exchange, and pre-share key with Diffie-Hellman exchange. There are two ways to authenticate servers: asymmetric signatures, whose public key is trusted thanks to certificates, and pre-share keys, PSK, known both by client and server. Keys computing in TLS 1.3 relies on HashMac-based extract and expand key derivation function, HashKDF. HashKDF extracts compute a pseudo-random key, PRK, so that PRK is equal to HashKDF extract of salt IKM, which is equal to HashMac of salt and IKM. HashKDF expands compute output keying materials, OKM, from a pseudo-random key, PRK, so that OKM is equal to HashKDF expand of PRK info, which is equal to HashMac PRK info concatenated to 1. These figures illustrate keys which are computed from PSK, which can be null values, according to the TLS 1.3 specification. The identity modules perform this calculation, store secrets in tamper-resistant environments, and exports key thanks to dedicated public procedures. For example, working with the derived secret key, DSK, or the binder secret key, BSK. Here is a summary of identity modules' main public procedures. For symmetric mode, that's to say using pre-share key, there are two procedures: IAM HashMac from binder secret key, that compute HashMac with the finished key derived from the binder secret key, and IAM HashKDF extract from derived secret key, that's compute HashMac with derived secret key. For asymmetric modes, there are three procedures: IAM HashKDF extract from derived secret key, that's compute HashMac with the derived secret key, IAM sign, which compute ECDSA signatures, and IAM getPub, which reads the public key and is used for personalization purposes only. The identity module personalization uses a dedicated PIN code, the administrator PIN. It sets the 32-byte pre-share key and generates a private key if needed. The public key is read via the IAM getPub procedures, and thereafter the IAM certificate is generated by the certification authority. The identity module is a Java Card 3.0.4, which supports two working modes based on two different pins, the user mode and the administrator mode. The code is public and published in an IETF draft, It is based on SHA-256 and SEC-256 R1 cryptographic procedures, and it provides an ISO 7816 interface. We realize proof of works with Wolf SSL TLS 1.3 stack. The Wolf SSL TLS 1.3 Open Library is a lightweight, portable, C-language-based, targeted at IoT environments. The library also works in Windows 32 environment, which supports smart cards thanks to the PCSC API. For asymmetric mode, we only need to use the IAM-signed ISO 7816 request in the signatures callback function. For pressure key, we need to define new callback function that works with the identity modules. We implemented these new callbacks in order to invoke IAM-HB-SK and IAM-HED-SK procedures. Secure elements are not natively well suited for integration in IoT boards. They need an external clock in the range 4 MHz. They communicate through a single I/O pin with dedicated protocols, and they require reset procedures also used to modify the serial throughput. The main idea of the IAM component is to offer a UART interface with 2 RX and TX pins and 3 5 volts working voltage in order to hide ISO 7816 features. Here is an illustration of the identity module component. It is built over an ATmega 328 processor with 32 KB flash, 2 KB SRAM, and 1 KB square ROM. It manages the IAM Java cards and provides an UART interface. It also supports 2 additional features, remote attestation and dynamic puff. Remote attestation is a process whereby a trusted entity, the verifiers, remotely measures internal state of an entrusted possible compromised device, the prover. We previously designed the bijective MAC algorithm, BMAC, which works according to the following principles. Memory contents are hashed in a pseudo-random order according to a permutation P. Unused memory are filled with pseudo-random contents. Final result is XOR with the computing time. The computing time is dependent of the permutation, roughly speaking, according to a Gaussian distribution. Bijective MAC uses P permutation based on generators in Z/PZ star groups. Given a total memory size M, we choose P, a Sophie German prime, with P equal to 2QQ plus 1, with Q prime and P greater than M. Permutation are based on function G2 power S1 multiplied by G1 power X modulus P, in which G1 and G2 are generators in Z/PZ star, and X and S1 range between 1 and P-1. Generators are computing from K integer value ranging between 1 and Q-1. The identity module component provides a BMAC command with a seed argument from which P permutation parameters are computed and which returns the BMAC value and the associated computing time. The IMC microcontroller's unit embeds SRAM memory. Upon power up, some cells takes fixed non-random values. This effect is known as SRAM puff for physical unclonable function. The IMC firmwares comprise a memory probe which enables to dump the SRAM content after power ups. We observe that for AVR processors, about 19% of SRAM cells can be used as puff materials. Some of puff bits, about 5 to 10%, are dependent on the voltage rising time. They are referred as flipping bits. This effect is induced by CMOS capacitance dissymmetry. The SRAM puff is collected thanks to the identity module component dump command. On the right figures, the reference is a 1024 millisecond ramp. Flipping bits are shown in red for a 64 millisecond ramp. Puff material is extracted after 250 tries. Cells always seen at 1 are colored in green. Cells always seen at 0 are colored in yellow. Flipping bits are colored in red. And noisy cells, sometimes seen at 1 or 0, are colored in white. So, a single SRAM content after power up authenticates the IMC processors. Thank you for your attention.